Oh my God! Welcome to the Four Horsemen of Fantasy Football and Basketball podcast.
I'm trying to hold in my laugh right now.
Everyone is dying with laughter here. We had a
You know what I'm in the mood for? Some cinnamon buns.
We had a little drop before. Carlos confessing his love for cinnamon buns, so that might be a drop that we add in
I
for
don't know
the
about
future.
might.
We definitely will. I am here, joined with me is Gil Benhamu, Carlos with a K, Ortiz, and Nicholas Romeo. Nicholas Romeo.
What a development for Jack to get my last name right after all these months.
I did that on purpose.
I saw your face. Yeah,
I did that on purpose. Okay.
I'm playing this game according to Master Jack's rules.
That will apply for our trivia game at the end, actually, Carlos. Okay, guys, so we have a fun-packed episode this week. We're going to quickly recap the Super Bowl since we talked about it for our last episode, and then we're going to get into some All-Stars. Today is Thursday the 17th, so the All-Star game is Sunday on the 20th.
Sunday.
Maybe Carlos will actually watch the All-Star game this year. That'd be absolutely brilliant, wouldn't it, Carlos?
Nah, I'm working.
So let's get into it. So I'm just going to run through some stats from the game, and then I just want a couple of takeaways from each of us. So Cooper Kupp, 8 catches, 92 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Obviously, OBJ had 2 catches, 52, and a touchdown. Obviously, left the game with the ACL tear, which was horrible to see, honestly.
Same knee, right?
Yeah, it's just, I question whether he's going to come back, personally.
Same thing.
We'll get into that now. T. Higgins, 4 catches, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Obviously, that huge 75 touchdown on Jalen Ramsey, which had never been done before.
Should have been a face mask.
And Jamar Chase, 5 catches for 89 yards. Obviously, Aaron Donald with the 2 huge sacks. So, Gil, why don't you start us off? Give us a couple of takeaways from the game, a couple of things that you liked. How close were you with some of your predictions?
Well, first off, I didn't know Jamar Chase got to 80 yards. I feel like he's been pretty quiet. I think what we said exactly, what Carlos and I said last week was a really good point, was that eventually it'll be too much for the Bengals to overcome. Mm-hmm. Which is exactly what happened, because Aaron Donald, despite Cooper Kupp winning the MVP for the game, Aaron Donald was the difference maker. Because,
Absolutely.
you know, forget what, like Eli Apple looking like a burnt piece of toast out there, but, and then get immediately like dragged through Twitter for it.
Yeah.
But Aaron Donald, second game in a row, he sealed the game.
Yeah.
And that's an important thing. Will he come back next season? Who knows? Depends on really how they handle the offseason. Like, the only certainty in terms of returning people would be Sean McVay, because I think they shot down any rumors of him retiring.
You see his wife's post?
Yeah,
His wife's post.
I think that was today,
he's
right?
Not retiring.
Did anybody else see this from the parade?
I ain't leaving.
No, so from the parade, there was a photographer walking down the stage.
Oh, yeah.
And she fell.
She ate it.
Oh, and
She
Stafford
just fell back.
And
then Stafford just looked and said, "Oh
like,
my
"No, I'm good."
God!" and then walks away. And his wife saw. His wife,
Kelly,
after,
right?
she apparently the lady fractured her spine.
Oh, no.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Yeah, no, but like, so what originally happened was like you couldn't tell from the angle. There was like a stage, right? And she was walking back, and until there was not enough stage to walk back on. So as a result, she just completely falls right on her back, and it's terrible.
That's
Jeez,
awful.
man.
That's awful. Carlos, give us some thoughts. Come on, man.
So the only thing I was off on in the Super Bowl was the margin of victory, because I thought the Rams were going to blow out the Bengals toward the second half, and I had predicted a score of 35-20. So I was right on the Bengals side that the Bengals only got 20, but the Rams got 24. They obviously won. 23, sorry. So they won, but obviously not at the dominating fashion that they had. And Gil brought up the call. I don't have a problem with the calls at the end of the game. I thought it was over officiating the last 2 minutes.
I agree.
You let them play for 58 minutes, and you missed a clear penalty, a clear face mask on Jalen Ramsey by Jamar Chase. That should not
Higgins, wasn't it?
Or no,
Higgins.
I thought it was.
No,
it was
Higgins. It was the first play.
First play
of
coming up the second half.
Yeah.
So that should have been a nullified touchdown. Obviously, it wasn't. So they've been swallowing whistles the whole time. And then there was 2 calls at the end. The first one was a terrible call, but I thought it made up for obviously that missed pass interference. And that was a hold on Cooper
right?
Kupp.
Yeah.
That was so ticky-tack. I thought it was a garbage, bogus penalty.
Absolutely.
But you know what? They missed the one earlier, so fine, mulligan. Yeah. The second call people were complaining about, that one was legit.
What call was that?
That was the pass interference where Cooper Kupp was trying to make a play on the ball.
Oh, yeah.
And it gave him first and goal at the 1.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a legitimate call.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the way that the officials completely changed the dynamic to the game for the last 2 minutes versus the first 58. But other than that, the right team won. I like the Bengals, but they clearly need help on the offensive line. Now, at first, immediately my reaction was that the Rams and the Bengals, neither team was going back to the Super Bowl. I've kind of softened my stance a little bit. I think the NFC, the Rams still are not going to be a great team, but the Bucs are going to be worse. I think other than the Packers, there's really nobody else there that's going to seriously contend. So I kind of do like the Rams to maybe go back. But I'm going to give a little bit of love to the Bengals too, because if they get an offensive line, you saw what Joe Burrow did, getting sacked 9 times in the AFC Championship game, 7 times in the Super Bowl. Imagine if he had some protection.
He was sacked 20 times.
And they get rid of Eli Apple.
No,
then I'm good with the Bengals.
Apple's gone. The thing also I want to add for the Bengals is that secondary. Yeah, that secondary was all especially at the tail end of the game was atrocious.
Yeah, but Jesse Bates is a dog. They got to pay him. Yeah, I think they got to keep him. But
and we talked about how bad Eli Apple was with the Giants. Come on, we're both Giants fans here.
So
we know how bad he
gone.
was to be off our teams. It's ridiculous. But I'm going to talk about my couple points. First of all, I was drunk for the first 3 quarters, so I really wasn't like. Thank you. I wasn't really
By yourself?
there. No. It was a huge party. It was a great time. But
I need receipts.
But for the fourth quarter, I was really witnessing in there, and I noticed again. We talked about this last week on the pod. Joe Burrow couldn't be protected. That was the biggest point of emphasis there. He couldn't be protected. He couldn't make plays, especially late. This is the biggest thing. Jamar Chase was wide open for an easy touchdown.
Yeah.
With Jalen Ramsey on the floor, one of the last plays, actually the last play that they had. If he had like a second or 2 more, Jamar Chase is there for the touchdown.
He's gone.
Yeah, and there's 30 seconds left. The Bengals have to. The Rams have to score a touchdown at that point in the game and to even come back. No field goal to tie up the game. It's a good win for the Bengals. It's a good chance they win it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I kind of want to veer off of that because you make a good point. I do want to mention something about Joe Burrow heading into this, regardless of the playoff success. And I know this comparison is going to be drawn a lot for the entirety of Joe Burrow's career. Don't call me a homer. I don't care what you think. It's a genuine question I want to know, and has nothing to do with who I root for.
Oh, you absolute homer.
All right. Would you still rather have Justin Herbert as your quarterback compared to what Joe Burrow's season? Because they both had phenomenal years.
Earlier in the season, I would have said Herbert. I think Burrow now.
Herbert kind of fell off towards the end.
I wouldn't even
would
call
still
that.
go Burrow.
I would stick with Herbert, obviously for
I think the Chargers got a better team. And
Overall,
they
yeah,
underperformed.
I think so.
yeah. And then,
I think
again,
I'd stick with Burrow as well. For now.
I say.
now.
Yeah, I think there's a difference because
Right now, it's recency bias.
absolutely,
I
yeah,
think
absolutely.
maybe
You're gonna pick the recency bias. Joe
Plus,
Burrow's
you
had
have
the
the
most
connection with Chase and Burrow.
Right.
You can't. It's one of the things you can't really beat.
And
in the
don't
NFL.
forget, the Chargers were a timeout from making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No,
you
that's
can't even
true.
rely on Burrow. Burrow was also the only other quarterback aside from Tom Brady to throw for 5,000 yards.
If
so,
the Chargers and the Bengals go off the first round, do you think the Bengals win that round?
no,
against the
because
Raiders?
we've already seen the Chargers beat the Bengals in the regular season.
Yeah.
I had every team in the playoffs beating the Bengals except for the Raiders. So I don't know what
No,
I'm
exactly.
talking
No, that's the
about.
thing is if the Chargers made the playoffs, they were getting that win.
We had no one go. We had the Bengals not going anywhere close to the Super Bowl.
I mean, no, I had them
But
beating them.
it
I had
just-
them. Nobody had them even in the playoffs prior to the season. Remember,
Yeah.
their odds were
They
through
were
the roof.
2-14 2 years ago. You
Yeah.
tell me
Yeah,
they're gonna
no,
go to the Super
absolutely.
Bowl?
No, exactly. Nobody expected them. I
Yeah,
always thought they were
don't
going to
see
be a
that
team that
happen.
can make plays but not win games heading into the year. But if you see that again, if the Chargers make that playoff game, I don't think we would have had the same Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know.
We wouldn't have. We would have had the Chargers instead.
No, actually, it really would have been any other team. It just would have been not the Bengals.
Right. I'm going to touch on a couple of points here. We were talking about T. Higgins. I think we all pretty much said last week we love T. Higgins in DFS, and it came to fruition. That call, I will say, with Jalen Ramsey, you said it was a nullified. It should have been a
touchdown off the board.
I think Ramsey was beaten without the face mask. I don't know if you look at the direction that he's going at that time, but I think he's beaten even without the face mask. So obviously, with the face mask, he was able to throw himself on the ground a little bit, and that obviously made it look worse than it was. But in real time, it didn't really even look like he'd caught his face mask. But obviously, when you slow it down, you see a quick grab, and he does that. So I mean, obviously that I agree with the fact that like I love the way that the refs officiated the game, but like you've got to do that for 60 minutes, as you said, not 58.
It was inconsistent at some point.
That's why, that's
Ramsey
why
didn't have a good game overall.
No,
he did not.
He got beaten by, which is
I think he allowed like
surprising.
85. He had like 90, allowed like 95 or 85 yards.
He'd never allowed a 75-yard touchdown either. So
Exactly,
that was his first time. So another thing, I saw 5 catches for Joe Mixon. Guess how many yards he had?
Like receiving yards?
Yeah, 5 catches.
I'd say like 20.
I'm gonna go with like 26.
I had him on my fantasy team. I think he had like 18.
He had 1.
Oh no way!
So
Yikes!
that was not working. That just shows like how hilarious, how hilariously like just up on the line of scrimmage those Rams like linebackers were and stuff. They just wouldn't not allowing Mixon to get going at all, which was why Burrow had to rely on Higgins and Chase beating Jalen Ramsey, which they did on a couple of occasions. But I was the only one who had the Bengals winning, and there was a point where like I was like, oh, maybe I'm the most superior.
Early in the third quarter, you thought you had it.
Well, even into into when it was like 20-16.
Yeah, there was
whatever,
still a shot.
I was like, they're not within field goal range, But then obviously it came to whatever. So no, I think that was great. Like I think we all enjoyed. That was one of the better Super Bowl. Like the last one was a little bit.
I think that was an enjoyable
snooze
Super Bowl
fest.
through and through.
It was
Even the
good to watch.
halftime show. I love the halftime.
Yeah,
Awesome.
halftime show was
Awesome.
lit. We could do an entire section on the halftime show.
Yeah.
So let's not.
I agree. I do want to add, like the one thing
end it
before we go on. I just want to say like Von Miller, who I think was such a huge piece for that game. I think he finished. I think he has like tied most all-time sacks in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, I
Good
think
for him
he
winning a second one.
And also,
If you listened last week,
Right.
he had 3.5, right?
yeah, 2.5. He had like I
2.5.
think he had like 1.5 or 2 this game.
Yeah.
And also want to add that like despite like when I said hammer in that Odell Beckham touchdown, I wasn't kidding. That was the first touchdown of the game, and I was right on the money.
If you had the yardage, I feel so bad though.
Oh, I'd feel so bad. Thank God I didn't touch that. I made no money, but I'm glad I was right on that.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to get into the main meat of our show now, which is the All-Stars. So I'm just going to quickly run through the All-Stars on Kevin Durant's team and the All-Star on LeBron's team. And then we're going to get into a couple of people who we think shouldn't be on that list, and then a couple of people to replace them. Nick is dancing right now. I don't know what it's all about.
He can't scream, so he can only
I'm
dance.
feeling
No,
it.
he's going to scream after if we come back from break.
Let's go!
So the All-Stars for Kevin Durant's team, the starters are Embiid, Ja Morant, Jason Tatum, Andrew Wiggins, and Trae Young. And the All-Stars for Team LeBron are LeBron, Curry, Giannis, DeMar DeRozan, and Jokic. Honestly, this happened last year where you looked at the two teams and you're like, what on earth's going on? The bench players for Durant are LaMelo Ball, Devin Booker, Rudy Gobert, Zach LaVine, Chris Middleton, DeJounte Murray, and Karl Anthony Towns. And the backup for LeBron is Jarrett Allen, Jimmy Butler, Luka Doncic, Darius Garland. Garland.
Hold on, Nick right there.
Donovan Mitchell, CP3, and Fred VanVleet. I will just say that I don't think Levine's going to play. It doesn't seem.
No,
likely
I don't
not.
think I think he's been rolled out.
Yeah, so I think him and possibly CP3 as well. CP3 he had an
last
MRI
night,
last night, so nothing's come out yet.
Was it his hamstring?
Hand.
Oh,
It was his hand.
I think it's
so
his thumb.
I could possibly see CP3 sitting. So we might see some of these replacements that we're mentioning right now actually come in. So let's see if we can maybe actually predict a couple of the replacements. So Gil, why don't you start us off with a guy who you think should be not in the All-Stars and a guy you want to replace?
I got 2. I actually got 2.
Oh God, this is this man.
You need to take over one of our spots. Watch.
Okay, no. I'll say the one I already told you guys that I'm gonna do first, and then if I do say the second one, I'm very, very sorry. So first off, let me get started by saying the obvious. This is so you know how last season for football I was riding Austin Eckler the entire season. And shut up! I was very ecstatic about Austin Eckler.
You guys were vibing. I remember that. Oh yeah.
Oh no, I was
That was a vibe, all right?
I was very much on the Austin Eckler wave. Let's put it that way. Does that sound better?
Very a PG.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. For me this season, as we've already heard it from previous episodes, it's Pascal Siakam of the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
So underrated, man. So good.
I think, dude, we thought he was kind of written off after they were entrusting him to lead a team, and then he had a really lackluster season last year.
Yeah.
He's stepped it up. We thought, remember, he was going to get injured and miss a considerable amount of time, through
Beginning of the
November,
season.
December.
Yeah.
No, he came back earlier than planned. And on top of that, he is putting up the All-Star numbers. He's
Great
been
numbers.
very much a focal point of that offense because now the addition of Scotty Barnes into that squad allows Van Vliet, Anunoby, and Siakam to all get into their own offensively. And Siakam's playmaking is incredible. Like, he's getting 5, 6, 7 assists a game. He's gotten triple-doubles. You know, like, he's gotten multiple triple-doubles. And he's almost giving you a double-double every night. And on top of that, he's almost 20 points a game. That's why I think he should have been an All-Star. I understand why. Over who? I know he's not playing, but my hot take is James Harden should not have been an All-Star.
Really?
Ooh.
Damn. Okay.
Well, that's the end of the show, guys.
No, call it a hot take. I don't think he's honestly, like, statistically he's had a solid season, but like he hasn't really done much to help the Nets win games because when he was there they were very on and off. He's not a great. Obviously, we know his lackluster ability on the defensive end, but I feel like his numbers aren't as plus minus as they used to be. You know what I mean? Like, he used to have numbers that would directly affect the outcome of the game, and I feel like we haven't seen a little bit of that.
Yeah, I think he was just dropping off towards the end of his time in Brooklyn. Everyone knew he wanted out. Like, it was
Absolutely.
obvious.
It was Houston all over again.
Up until he got traded to Philly. It just felt like it wasn't panning out.
He wasn't bought in. All right, Carlos, give us your guy.
So before I give you the names, I want to give an honorable mention because I strongly considered this guy because the Grizzlies don't get enough love. Jaren Jackson was going to be someone I was thinking about.
I like him, yeah.
Jaren Jackson, at least defensively, he's leading the league in shots blocked. So and he's got pretty decent numbers too. He's got 16.6 points, 5.9 rebounds, 2.3 blocks, and 1 assist a game. So he was someone I strongly considered, but he's not who I went for. I'm going to give you some numbers. This player is in the All-Star game. 19.4 points per game, 5.5 rebounds a game, 5.3 assists per game. So that guy's an All-Star. So would you take that, or would you take 24.2 points a game, 6.6 rebounds, little less an assist, 3.1, but you get 1.1 steals a game?
Am I supposed to guess who's the 19 points per game guy?
No, I'll tell you who they are, but just numbers. In a league where everybody's scoring and not a lot of people play defense, which one of those stat lines would you think would be more of the All-Star, or would you take in that game?
I know where you're going here, and I will have my own take on why I will disagree. But go on. I would rather take the 24 just in this just so you can tell me who it is, and I'll tell you why I think you're wrong.
Anybody else taking 24?
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
All right. So the 19 points a game that's in the All-Star game, that's Chris Middleton.
That's Chris Middleton?
That's Chris Middleton.
Oh my God.
Chris Middleton, and I said this before we jumped on, I think he's a nice player. I think he's a good player. Mm-hmm. I don't see All-Star. At a reserve, maybe if someone's hurt, but to be named to the All-Star game, no, I get it. He's a defending champion. Okay. He plays with Giannis, so his numbers look good. And he is a major contributor for Milwaukee. But Jaylen Brown, man, what does this guy have to do to get on the All-Star team?
I honestly thought you were going to say Fred VanVleet, and I'm glad you didn't, because now I actually have to agree with you.
Yeah, good. Where's the applause?
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, if you saw what he did to Philadelphia this week, he completely annihilated them. At 24.2 points per game, he's the highest ranked scorer in the NBA that's not in the All-Star game.
Right.
Yeah.
And other than Tatum, the Celtics don't get a lot of love. They've been on a streak. So Jaylen Brown's the guy that I would rather have in the All-Star game, and I could care less if Chris Middleton's in or not. Again, I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's an All-Star.
Didn't the Pistons just beat the Celtics
They just
this
beat
week?
their streak, yeah. They just beat them last night.
And
yeah.
they covered the 11.5 spread, too. Good for them.
Yeah. All right, Nick, take us away.
Just a guy that just never gets any love is Sabonis.
Pronounce his first name.
I can't. I can't do it. I can't try it out.
Demontis?
Domantas Sabonis.
Domantas. All right.
You could have just said Damas Sabonis, so that would have been fine. But
D Sabonis. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's D-Sabonis, bro.
What's up, baby? Dude, come on. 19 points average, 6 assists, 13 rebounds, 60% from the field. Dude, fucking stud.
How many
I
assists?
like just
Sorry.
Wait,
we gotta take that part out.
What was his assist numbers right there?
What did I say?
6.
6.
No, I just wanted to know. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
It's more than 5.
It's more than 5.
And
But
from,
it's
from
less
a
than
big
7.
man,
Less than 7.
From a big man, that's...
Dude,
It's not.
that's what you want.
No, he's a fantastic player. I had him last year on my fantasy team. I think the reason why he didn't get selected was because up until he just got traded to Sacramento, either way.
We were just
he was
talking about that,
He
yeah.
He's playing on bad teams. And this is the same reason why I feel like Jaylen Brown didn't get selected was because he wasn't playing on a perennial playoff team.
And just someone that should have definitely been off there was Andrew Wiggins. Like, first of all, you brought up a great point before we even started this. Why is he even starting?
Yeah.
Even being on the team?
Fan voters are a sham, my man. I
18
hate it.
points a game, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. What is that? I don't understand.
Third, fourth option on your team.
Shouldn't have been a starter.
Overdone by Steph, Clay, and Draymond. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, you're on a team of superstars there. But you're still not putting up any numbers. Dude, Andrew Wiggins definitely shouldn't even be a starter, if maybe even on the bench. Sabonis all the way.
Yeah. I love this. I also I wanted Nick to go just ahead of me because I wanted to piggyback off him. Sabonis was my pick as well, pretty much. And I was going to compare him to Jarrett Allen because they both play the same position. I think one of the main reasons that Jarrett Allen, I think, is in and not Sabonis is because the Cleveland Cavaliers are doing so well, and he's playing so well alongside other big men like Evan Mobley and Lauri Markkanen.
He's a double-double machine.
Yeah, he is, and he gets blocks. You know, that's the thing. He's 1.3 blocks a game. It's very good. But Sabonis is averaging more points, more rebounds, and he's a better playmaker. So and he's getting 1 steal. So it's not like he's not good on the defensive end.
He's incredibly efficient.
Yeah, and as you said, 60% from the floor. It's very good. I respect the Jarrett Allen thing, but I just think that for my guy, I'm not going to go with Sabonis. I'm going to also be a homer here, and I'm going to pick Brandon Ingram. So the thing is with Brandon Ingram is, I don't know if you guys even remember when we did our monologues in our class that we were in last year, I talked about Brandon Ingram a lot because I talked about the Pelicans a lot when we were in Moose's class. Yeah. And Brandon Ingram, when he was an All-Star, was putting up 23.8 points a game. He was putting up 4 rebounds, maybe 4 assists. Now he's putting up 22.3 points a game, so it's a little bit less, but he's putting up almost 6 rebounds and over 5 assists. So he's playmaking a lot more. He's been on a tear the last month. He was the Western Conference Player of the Week the other day. He's playing extremely well, and I feel like he's putting up all-star numbers, and I feel like he's having an influence on the team that, what are you playing?
You were spitting out numbers, so I had that revenge of the nerds.
These aren't even big numbers. I'm not coming out with anything.
No, he's having his moment. He's having his moment.
The Lieutenant Data theme song.
I know. This is the way I operate.
He's having his moment. He's having his moment.
And the numbers that he's putting up are even better than Chris Middleton's. You were saying Chris Middleton's earlier. The numbers are he's put more points a game and roughly the same rebounds and assists. So I feel like BI's been snubbed, not just this year but last year too. And I feel like there's a couple of players that get in, and when I think about it, we are just looking purely at stats here, but I realize that there is an extent where what impact are they having on their team, and how well are their team doing, and that has a bigger role than I think that we give it credit for, because at the end of the day, the Pelicans are just outside the play-in spot at the 11th spot right now, and the Cavs are having an outstanding year.
I think they're top 3.
I was going to say, are they going to
they're either somewhere in the top 4.
I have it here. They're 4th. Yeah, they're 4th right now.
They were second seed at some point, like the last week.
2.5 wins back. So yeah. Anyway, Gil, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I'm very adamant about this guy that I didn't get to mention now, Anthony freaking Edwards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does play
Ant-Man.
First off, the Timberwolves are playing really good basketball. I think talent-wise in a starting lineup, they have one of the most talented starting lineups we've seen in the league right now. And he's second year. He's probably been having one of the bigger impacts on the team. Obviously, Karl Anthony Towns is well-deserved. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to dispute his spot. Obviously, if we had to take somebody off, I honestly can't name a good Western Conference spot to take off, but I feel like he has
Other than Wiggins,
right? Honestly, yeah, I'd take Wiggins off. But Anthony Edwards is having a stellar season.
That's just me all the time. If anyone was listening, they probably just thought that was me saying that then.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, no, Anthony Edwards, I think he's a fantastic player. And I think he's just had an impact. I feel like his impact to the Timberwolves in terms of total offense, I feel like is almost equal to LaMelo Ball and the Hornets. Because remember, they got drafted the same year. They're kind of under that same. They're under that same umbrella. It's a fantastic class, absolutely.
If LaMelo didn't get in, I was going to be crying from the mountains for that.
Yeah. So we're going to just cut to break in a second here now, and when we get back, we're going to talk about some I'm going to quiz the boys on a little bit of All-Star trivia. We love games. We love getting competitive. A couple of these questions I feel like are going to be a little difficult. So stay tuned, and we'll be back soon. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Right, this is normally our favorite part. This is where I always get very competitive. So I like hosting sometimes.
he's getting.
I am
his-
so excited.
We're
I
always
thought you were
just
about to
waiting
get. I
for
thought you were
Nick.
about to have a moment.
We're always waiting for Nick to just to scream. Okay, all right, guys.
Thank you.
That just went on way too
That
now.
was so quiet.
I'm going to get us straight into this. So, what year did the All-Star turn from East versus West to captains? 2016, 2017, 2018, or 2019?
I know this.
Okay.
Am I going?
Well, you just wait. If you know it, do you guys have?
Wait, say it. I was.
What
I was
year
over here
did
doing
the
porn.
All-Star turn from when it was East versus West to captains, where they would draft their own
2018.
teams?
Oh,
Can I ask
Yeah,
a question? For this, if you say the season, right?
It's the year that like.
the calendar year. Okay. Yeah,
Because the year before.
it's 2018.
It was
Yeah.
announced the year before.
yeah, I was gonna say 2017, but all right, 2018.
It's 2018.
It's 2018. Yeah, you're.
I was
you're right.
in.
we all
I was
win.
in. That All-Star Weekend was
Yay.
in LA. That was in Staples. I was there for that. Like I didn't go to the
yeah.
game, but I went to. I saw the experiences and stuff. It was so much fun.
Okay, this is the rest of these don't have multiple choice goes because I feel like it's just it kind of gets a little bit
Carlos
like you
and I are
guys
kinda
know the
screwed.
usual suspects here. So, at the ripe old age of 41, who was the oldest ever All-Star?
Oh, you mean Dirk Nowitzki?
Okay,
I had Vince Carter in my head, but he wasn't an all-star. He fell off toward the last
Nick's
one.
looking at me as if I'm gonna like whisper it to him.
Let me know. That's a good question. Give me.
Don't copy me.
Give me. You know what? I'm going really weird. Give me Michael Jordan.
No, he didn't play till he was 40.
I don't know. I see. That's much basketball knowledge. I know.
I'll stick with my guns, even though I know I'm wrong. I'm gonna say Vince Carter.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
It was Kareem. That was my second guess. Damn.
Sorry,
I was
for-
close.
Remember, Dirk
I was close.
Dirk got the
he
nod
was
in his last year. Him and Dwayne Wade.
I think he was like late. He's like 39.
I think it was
wasn't he,
38,
or 40?
39. Yeah.
Okay. While conference were facing off against each other, one had 37 wins and one had 29. Who had more?
West.
Wait. Oh, you're saying what's the head?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
head to head. There was a total of 37 plus 29. There's a total of 66 games, East versus West. Who had the most wins?
Jack, I need you to give me
I'm
the
gonna,
answers.
I'm gonna go with West as well.
West Side.
Yeah, why not? I'll go West.
It's East. For God's sake.
I'm still up. That's all that matters.
You're not up.
Oh, yeah, I'm tied.
2018.
Are we just all tied?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just all tied.
I'm
right
still
now.
in it. That's fine.
Okay, who has the most
I was so confident too.
Who has the most NBA All-Star appearances? And you can give me a bonus if you can guess how many it is. That's including this year. Just
That's including this year.
including this year.
Is this person still playing today?
It's LeBron.
It's LeBron James with.
He's not.
Oh, it's not LeBron.
Oh, it's not LeBron.
Oh, I know it is then.
Most appearances.
Most appearances.
It's Kobe Bryant with.
I was gonna-
19.
I was good. 19. Damn. Really?
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Nick saying that as if that's the correct answer.
That sounds about right.
Because Kobe was my second answer because they named the award after him. I mean, obviously he passed for RIP, but he played. He came. I'm thinking of the players that came out of high school. Because he had extra years right there. So Kobe was another answer for me. That's why I said LeBron first, but I'm good with Kobe too.
So you're saying Kobe in 19, you're saying Kobe.
I don't know the number, but I said Kobe.
Guess the number.
17.
What are you doing?
Give me Kobe at 18. Why not?
It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar again.
I was gonna say Kareem.
At 19.
Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna give Gil the bonus for getting 19 there.
Let's get it.
That's fair. Okay. Who has
it, Gil.
who has the most MVP? Who has the most MVP in the NBA All-Star? Bonus if you can give me the number as well.
I'm gonna say Jordan with 6.
No. It's this one's Kobe Bryant with 2.5. Because he split one with
There's
Shaq.
no halves. There's no halves.
Oh no, then it's just 2.
What is it? What is it? The MVP award for the NFL, where you get co-MVP?
No, because they co-MVP'd with Shaq one year.
This is just This is just MVPs. I mean, they probably count that as one. They probably don't.
Yeah,
count
no,
that
it's Kobe Bryant. I think it's 2.
Give me MJ with 3.
It's Kobe
Damn it.
with 4.
Oh, it's 4. Damn.
Yeah.
What
it's
was the other-
Kobe.
I know he got one in 2009.
And you would have also got a point if you said Bob Petit.
What was he also tied?
He was 4.
Bob
as well.
Pettit?
It looks like Petit to me.
No, it's Pettit.
It's small in French. Small Bob. Okay. So you said
Doesn't matter what I said.
You said MG, so that's 3-1-1 for.
The fact that I have
Gil.
1 point is impressive.
Okay.
Right, so, yeah, great job.
This is okay. I'm gonna give 2 points for this answer. Where was the first NBA All-Star game? Bonus point. Ever? Yeah, I'm not giving multiple choice because I didn't want to go through and find which stadiums were around.
MSG.
No, it's not the Garden.
Also, bonus point. Bonus point to whoever gets closest if they guess which year the NBA All-Star.
Oh, I was gonna ask you which year it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's oh shit.
I'm going with 1972.
Okay.
Where
And where? MSG. You said.
MSG.
Right? Okay.
Let's go with.
He's giving me the look. I'm right.
I'm gonna go 1978. I don't know why that year's in my head. And I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna let you guess, and then I'll go after you.
I have California in my head, so I'm gonna say Staples Center or whatever it was called back then, because it's certainly not Crypto.com.
Okay,
right
actually, here's a clue. The stadium is still the same name. That helps you guys out.
Oh, then.
Because he's named MSG, which is obviously still called. The stadium is still called the same stadium right now.
So
it's the Garden.
It's
the
not
Garden.
the Quicken Loans Arena then.
I was thinking it's the Garden.
It would have to be the Garden. That's the only.
It would have to be the Garden. There's no other stadium that comes to mind that's still going, and I'm gonna have to guess 1974.
It is the Garden.
Thank you.
Hey, Nikki.
You said MSG.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I got it.
It's the Garden.
Yeah.
No.
What does MSG stand for, Jack?
Oh wait, sorry.
Yes.
It's TD Garden.
Oh,
You're telling me they've been TD Garden this whole time?
Wait, I'm sorry. I thought when you said guys said the Garden, I just assumed you meant
Uncultured.
TD Garden.
The
I'm sorry.
uncultured.
I'm
What
sorry.
kind of-
I'm sorry. And
I
it's
get
also
it, the Knicks suck, but
There's
nobody-
no way in hell the TD Garden was called the TD Garden back then.
No, it definitely it was the
way.
Boston Garden.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the Boston Garden.
Maybe I messed up this up. But anyway,
It's Boston.
Anyone
It was
who's
Boston
listening
or
is
New York?
probably thinking.
No, it's in Boston. It's in Boston. so we
That
all
was
got it wrong.
That was my second guess.
Honestly, another thing. Anyone who's listening to this is going to go. 1 sec. So there was 37 wins for the East, 29 for the West. So that's 66. So if you go back 66 years from 2022,
That was the math
takes
I was
you to
doing.
the 1950s or 60s, and every one of you guys guessed in the 1970s.
I guess I started 70.
No,
1951.
Do you think
Nobody
I was
told
the
me that
closest then.
You were the
told me that
closest.
I was the
closest.
Does it look like we pay attention to the numbers here?
I do. You said 74, you said 78, and he said 73, so you were closer. It doesn't matter. Gil wins. That's all I got for you guys. Gil wins this round of
I only
All-Star
win
trivia.
in Jack's games. That's the funniest thing.
Yeah, no, it's weird, isn't it? I kind of messed up there though, because it said though that the first NBA All-Star game was held in TD Garden in 1951.
No, they're going to call that. They're going to call it that like when you search it because it's just the contemporary name.
Was there even TD Bank in 1950?
No, I remember it was called the Boston Garden back then.
Back in my day.
Back in my day,
Back in the golden day where I couldn't have a drink in public.
I couldn't have a drink in public.
There was no 3-point line. This is 3-point line.
Carlos, you know, you were there.
We'll
Damn.
and that'll be
Hurt his
all
hand and now
for this
you're ripping him
evening.
on a little bit here.
Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. Follow us on the socials, on Instagram and on YouTube at the 4 Horsemen of Fantasy. That's the number 4 Horsemen of Fantasy. And we will be back next week with another app.
Bye.